Well, we finally made it. We've survived 4 years of high school. Looking back to freshman year and comparing it to this year, we've come a long way. We've had so many wonderful experiences together and hilarious memories that we will be able to cherish forever. My favorite memory of all of us is probably planning and performing for junior benefit. We grew so much closer with great teamwork and a whole lot of hilarious fun. Another great memory would be sophomore year when we had a class party here in the gym. That was really fun, and that's when my dad taught us Zoom bean bounce. Emmanuel was the king forever. There's also a broken arrow retreat this year when we had class time in the medical cabin. We took hilarious panorama pictures, then Mr. Hutchinson popped in and took photos with us too. We're extremely diverse. Our personalities are so different. I mean, just thinking about it, it's kind of ridiculous. But somehow, we've all become super good friends. Freshman year, we were like a bunch of jigsaw puzzle pieces, and it seemed like we wouldn't fit at all. But now, God has joined us together into a family. We've gelled. Now that our high school career is over, we're going to be going to college. We're going our separate ways, and it'll be so weird not seeing all of you at college. But hopefully all of us will remember that we are all taking pieces of each other. God brought us together here at this school, and we'll always be connected by the thread of amazing memories, no matter where we go. I'm going to miss you guys so much. I hope God guides you on a great path that will be challenging, but full of funny moments.
Good morning, everyone. I started my high school career here at Midland the same time that Mr. Bourne began teaching here at Midland. The first thing that I noticed was your love for humor. During freshman year, you began our classes with jokes that you intended to be funny, but sometimes the class didn't feel your sense of humor. Now, whether it was because it was early in the morning or just because you were new to the school, we had yet to bond with you as a teacher and a great friend. The next year, we had you as our biology teacher, and I found out something that I hadn't yet heard, and that thing was your laugh. Aside from making the class informative and interactive for us, you bestowed your laugh. I remember it being the most unusual and unique thing that I'd ever heard. It was simply hilarious, to say the least. Along with your humor during class, it was the added bonding experience we had at Broken Arrow Ranch and throughout the rest of the year that brought you and the class closer together. Junior year was the year we created our class benefit, and it was great. We spent months writing scripts, making commercials, and practicing how the show would run. As tedious as it may sound, it was the experience, the fun, the entire class along with helpers, and the end result that made it all worthwhile. By this time, the class and Mr. Bourne had become closer than anyone had previously imagined. This year, we have had worships, class nights, fundraisers, time spent at Mr. Bourne's house, another fundraiser, and even a class trip. On behalf of this class, I can say that you have truly been a blessing in our lives. You have impacted us for the good in ways that you can't imagine, and we thank you for that. And we are proud to announce you as our commencement speaker. Now, without further ado, Mr. Jonathan Bourne.
Too many wires. Guys, I told you I'm out of my comfort zone here. This isn't my classroom. I don't have my podium, and it's in the wrong place. There's no whiteboard, there's no PowerPoint. I mean, I don't know how you expect it to function here. Every class we begin with worship. I mean, what's the first thing I would say at the beginning of class? Get your Bibles out. Our text today is, well, we're going to save that for the end. Okay, so bear with me for a few minutes. Ruby, Kit Kat, Nano, Lady Lydia, Scribbles, Aaron the Tall, Gilligan, and the guy who is so Davidly awesome. I can't express how awesome it feels that you want me to speak to you today. It's very, very special. Let me start with Gilligan. Thank you for the introduction. I really appreciate that. From your Lion King singing to your awesome smile, from your Keishon songs to Loose Rolla. It's coming. I have loved every minute of having you in my class. Our time in the kayaking on class trip is one of the greatest memories for me. And this is for you, so you don't have to hide it in your sock anymore. Seriously though, I am so pleased to know that what you have learned here at Midland, you've already begun to share with others in your circle of influence. And I praise God for that, and I pray that you will always continue to share God with others. David Lee, man, I love your energy, your enthusiasm, your goofiness. I mean, you are really the male class clown of this class, and it really is shown. over the last couple of years. And as I have 7 witnesses here, plus Mrs. Bodie, I think. I know I heard you whistle the Star Wars theme just about every day this year. And during our trip in Puerto Rico, your hard work and dedication in gymnastics will be missed. I enjoyed your one more on class trip with the guys doing the push-ups. Those are some pretty impressive push-ups. And just one more. It's really good. You have some great ideas, and I admire you for not having any fear to try them. I appreciate your talents. You're in music and in athletics, and I pray you use your abilities for God's glory. Scribbles. I think that everyone who knows you will agree with me. You have a lot to say. And that is one of the things I like about you. It's your passion. Thank you for your commitment and hard work in gymnastics. And once again, one thing I will remember most about you is your willingness to help anyone, help out around the school, anyone who needed help. Time and time again, I saw you helping others. And I'm so glad to know that you also are taking what you've learned here at Midland and you're sharing it with others in your circle of influence. God has great plans for your future. Keep it up. Keep following Him. Now, until knowing you, and over the last couple of years especially, I had really never known someone who had their own pose named after them. And I mean, those of you who were here last night for the slideshow and everything, I mean, it seemed like picture after picture, everyone was doing the idol, so let's just do it now. Right? I will always remember your quiet demeanor in class, your thoughtful questions, and especially your focus on God. I will also remember that moment 4 years ago, freshman year, when this guy passes me in the hallway during Spirit Week wearing this head. For those of you who weren't here last night, this is what he was wearing. And I was like, who is this? I had gotten to know you guys very well at that point. I was like, who is wearing this? This is really awesome. And for those of you who don't know, he made this himself for Spirit Week, for Costume Day or something. And it was just so cool, so awesome. Just great talent. And then somehow he was dormant during sophomore year a little bit. Maybe he went into hiding, the hipster hamster. And then he came back with a vengeance for junior benefit. And he's been with this class ever since. He's kind of the unofficial 9th class member. And I think pretty much every one of the class has worn the head. Oh, you didn't. Oh, I'm sorry. But anyway, I remember class meeting right after senior benefit. We were discussing class night and things, and we wanted to, I suggested, well, hey, Hipster Hamster has to make an appearance at graduation weekend. And then I was told, no, he's lost. He was thrown out in the garbage. I think, oh no, how could this be? We've lost one of our own. And I kept hoping that maybe Logan would make a new one, just special. And so I'm glad that he did come back, that he was rescued from the trash, and he came back. And I share this simply because somehow that simple costume really influenced this class. I don't know how, but you, Logan, beyond just a hamster head and a pose, have great influence on the class class on others around you. And it's my prayer that you will continue to influence others for God and be a positive influence on those around you. Lady Lydia, there you go. I loved how perfect your godmother's gown was for your role in senior benefit. I mean, you looked the part perfectly. Your fashion show, I can't say it went off without a hitch, but it was pretty cool. And, you know, I know that red is not your color, and, you know, purple is. But you also have some awesome volleyball skills. But more importantly, you have such a caring heart. And I've been so impressed with your love for God and your insightful worships. You know, you really put a lot of thought into what you want to say and share, and I can tell it's a deep impact of God in your life. And I pray that you continue to share. I'm just freaking out up here. I know you don't like being up front, but share. Don't be afraid to share what God has placed in your heart. Aaron, the first 3 things I learned about you 4 years ago was that number 1, you were an A student. Number 2, you love sharks. And number 3, you could contort your body into different shapes. And speaking of contortions, again, yes, I'm going to miss you in gymnastics and all of what you did for us there. I still can't believe that I witnessed you fitting yourself in your locker. That just blows my mind. And how on class trip you folded your body into that little box. How you were able to do that, I don't know. But you, like Lydia, have a lot of good insights, meaningful insights. I appreciate your honesty, your openness, and I know that you have a strong desire to follow God. I pray that it grows stronger every day. Kit Kat, you are without a doubt the problem solver in this class. You have a solution for everything, and that solution is ice cream. Right? Isn't that right? And along those lines of thought, yes, you are the female class clown of this group. You are so funny, so witty. Man, I've told you repeatedly that I don't want you to leave. You make me laugh every day. Your portrayal of the judo expert last year, your accent, everything you did was so perfect. I laugh and smile every time I think of it. Thank you for that wonderful memory. More importantly, I will remember your compassion and your love for others. God has richly blessed you, and I hope that you continue to bless others with your compassion and your love. Before I share my thoughts about you, I do want to recognize that you are a 3rd-generation graduate of SDA education. Your grandfather, Dan Kelly, graduated in Union Springs, New York, from Union Springs Academy in 1958. Myself, I graduated in Lumberton, Mississippi, from Mass Memorial Academy, class of 1992. Your mother, Laura Griffin, like your grandfather, graduated from Union Springs Academy, class of 1992. Seventh-day Adventist education is important to your family, and I hope that you are proud of your heritage. And I'm sure that others in this class also have parents, grandparents that were graduated from Seventh-day Adventist schools, and that's awesome. That's why we're here. But now, you became my student for the first time 4 years ago. And being your father made it challenging, but special. I will miss seeing you every day. I will miss you in gymnastics. Our butterfly was awesome. Having Courtney being a part of that was pretty special. When we did our 300 at Acrofest with Courtney, that was pretty awesome. That's you, Courtney. I will miss you popping into my classroom between classes to give me a hug and a kiss on the cheek. That was very, very special, very meaningful. You have displayed amazing talents here at Midland. Your musical skills just blow me away. It just amazes me. Plus, since being here, I've seen you learn to be a leader and grow into a leader, especially this year. I pray that you take these talents and use them for God's glory. You know, as a group, I will always treasure our time preparing for those junior benefits, senior benefits, the time at bar, our time in Puerto Rico. It was so awesome. I mean, how else can I say it? Collectively, you're so talented and amazing. I also, want to thank you to the teachers as a parent. The teachers here at Midland, you guys have done such an awesome job training these guys and doing, teaching them about not only earthly education, but heavenly education. And I appreciate the teachers. I know in staff meetings, we would talk about different students, and sometimes names would come up, such as Erin doesn't write enough on her homework, or Karina doesn't try hard enough in class. Logan's writing is too messy. Ian won't stop talking. No, none of that really happened, right? None of that really happened. No. Another thing that's an interesting aspect of this class is attendance. Since sophomore year, these guys have won attendance pretty much I think one quarter they missed out on attendance since the middle of sophomore year, and that's pretty awesome. Those pizza parties were really tasty, but it shows your attendance. I mean, as a group, attendance was very, very important, and it shows academically that this is I believe, a very highly academically achieved class, however you want to say that. They have high academic achievement because they're in class. They had a desire to be in class, and they studied, and they did well. Unfortunately, guys, there's not going to be attendance records per se in college. No more pizza parties necessarily, but you can still keep that high academic standard. One of the things that we did a lot of during our time together, I want to do right now, real quick, and that is we have to do another groupie. So everybody stand up, come on. All right, gather around. Just original spots. There we go. Make sure you come on. Let me come in.
She's in the back. Wait. Oh, yeah. No, kind of.
All right, ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Now, before I go on, I have a gift for you. Let me describe the gift, and then I'll give it to you. In 1 Samuel chapter 7, Samuel was the leader of Israel. He was a judge, and God had just delivered the Israelites from the Philistines. And in honor of what God had done, he placed a stone there at Mount Pisgah, Mizpah, and it was called an Ebenezer. And he said, the Lord has been with us this far. And today I want to give you a stone to recognize this day that you can look on and say, God has been with me this far. He's been with my life. He's taken care of me. He's given me an awesome education, awesome family, everything at this point in time. And I want to give it to you right now. It's not wrapped. Pick one. Yes, you're going to have to pick one. I know that's difficult. It has today's date on it, so that you remember this day. So I want you to remember that God has led you this far, but He's still leading you on to more stuff. But look back on this day and remember what God has done for you to this point in your life. And remember to praise Him for it. You know, there's so many things that I could say. I could just keep repeating myself. But at this time, I want to share the words of Jesus to you. To remember those words instead of mine per se. John 16 verse 12 says, Jesus told the disciples, I have much more to say to you, more than you can now bear. Jesus said this to his disciples the night before his crucifixion. In fact, from the end of John 13 through his prayer in John 17, Jesus essentially is giving a commencement address to his disciples. He had been their teacher, their mentor, for almost 3.5 years. And now it was time for them to go out on their own. He wasn't going to be with them anymore. In this verse, when Jesus says, I have much more to say to you, he's telling them that there's more to learn. Even though they are graduating from his personal instruction, they're not supposed to stop learning. I have been your teacher and sponsor for 4 years, and I haven't taught you everything. There is so much more to learn. As you are now graduating, I want to share with you some thoughts from this final address that Jesus had to his disciples. So, before we get to that, please raise your hand. It's okay. If you are just a little bit anxious, kind of not sure about your future. Okay. You know, I sat in that same seat. I had the same questions, same anxiety. And it's easy to read this and say it than to actually do it and believe it. But we have to try by faith. Do not be afraid about your future, because you can have peace in Christ. Read in John 16, verse 33, Jesus said, I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. He says you're going to have trouble. If you haven't had trouble,